Hey, so I'm just taking advantage of our interesting weather here. Cloudy skies and no crazy storms. It's actually really nice out right now. In July, when it was like 115 degrees just yesterday. So this is nice. Solar arrays. I got 3 of them. This one is my newest addition. It's not my largest, it's actually my smallest now. It only produces about 4,500 watts per hour on average during the day. So I think that it totals like around 30 to 35 kilowatts a day. And it's got 4 strings. 5, it's okay, so 3 strings are composed of 310 watt solar panels. These big ones here. These are 310 watt solar panels, and I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but those 5 panels pretty much equaled 6 of these 255 watt panels. And I am referring to the voltage, not the amperage. The amperage just gets added in the combiner boxes, but the voltages pretty much came out to the same. So I put 6 of those on a string because I didn't have enough of these ones. I only had like 3 extra, and I wasn't gonna turn all the strings into totals of 3. And here's the combiner box setup here. I just put the key up here because apparently they want to be able to lock these boxes. And yeah, it's just 4 strings. They've got 15 amp fuses in there, and a breaker, and the surge protector here. So the surge protector, this one goes directly to the earth ground, which is bonded to the adjacent array. And the array itself has another rod that is tied to one of the bolts holding it together, and then it's bonded right here. So it's just such a thick cable. I didn't want to, not cable, but grounding rod. Anyways, on to the next one. And of course I made sure that every panel is bonded together through the C channel there. The C channel doesn't go all the way across the array because it's like 30 feet long. So I just made sure to bond. Everything was bonded. This one, so these other 2 arrays are 6 strings, and they each have 5 255 watt panels in series, and then 6 strings in parallel. So that's what that looks like. And I just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's bottom row is 1 string, second row is 1 string, third row is the 3rd string, and then the other 3 strings are on that side. Just in case somebody else has to come in here and, fix my work after I'm dead from electrocuting myself. So this one again is bonded to a grounding rod right here. And I know everybody's got mixed opinions about grounding rod, multiple grounding rods, but I am so far away from my house. I wanted it to be able to, find ground closer. I don't know. In my mind, it makes sense. Other people might disagree. I'm not an electrician, but I'm going with what I think, makes sense. Having a path to ground right here makes sense to me. And then it's bonded to that array. And then it does go all the way back to the house and bond to another grounding rod, which is actually, hang on, topsy-turvy here. Okay, so I got a grounding rod at my house, which is right here. This is my house. And then this little thing right here is where I house my whole solar system. The batteries, the inverters, the transformers, all the fun stuff. I've got 2 grounding rods over there. One is at this shipping container, and then the other one is at my house. So the grounding rod here is bonded to the grounding rod here, and it's all bonded to this grounding rod right here, along with each solar array. So this is the combiner box for the 6 strings, and I guess I can show you. It's nothing special. It's just a combiner box, but it's got all this fancy stuff in it. I bought it all like that. I couldn't really tell you what everything is off the top of my head. If I looked at it a little bit, I could probably figure it out, but we've got the main breaker output is right here, and then we've got all of our inputs right here, and these are all, are they 15 amp? Pretty sure they're 15 amp. Oh, these are actual breakers. These aren't fuses. This is like it's a breaker. I can't tell how many amps that is. Maybe somebody else can figure that out. But that's the breaker for each individual string. I don't know if I prefer breakers or fuses. I think fuses are nice, but I'm not against having a breaker. That's what it came with. I don't care enough to change it out. But I don't know. They're making them that way. This makes sense as a manufacturer, so it's good enough for me. And I don't know if anybody really cares to see the front of this thing, but yep, there's the front of it. And when I built this one, I thought that was going to be my only one. And I left the ground completely unfinished because I didn't think I was ever going to have to come back over here. It's on the hillside. There was nothing accessible. I just wanted to get it up and, have it out of the way and never come over here again. And as you can see, I've built a full-on road coming up here. I hauled everything up here with my truck and the Bobcat and all sorts of, big tractor stuff. So, yeah, my original plan didn't really work out as well as I thought. So, I just set a laser when I cut these posts to make sure everything was straight because the ground was, I didn't even bother leveling the ground. And I did bring water over here because I did plan on being able to, I wanted to wash my panels. So I ran my water line with my electrical lines. And actually, when I first built this one, I had it set up into these 2 combiner boxes. These 2 each house 3 strings. And I used 6-gauge cable to transfer the power from this guy over to my solar shed. Now, those 6-gauge cables proved to be, not 6-gauge cables proved to be much larger than they needed to be because 3 strings were only pushing like 20 amps. So I combined everything into one 6-gauge cable, and that is actually this white line here that is run with all 3 sets in a 1 1/4 inch PVC line from the middle array all the way over across the wash, up this guy, and then over to here, my charge controllers, which are in there. So I didn't need these other 2 sets that I originally ran for this first solar field. So what I did was I used it for AC power. I transferred AC power over here. So now I got a nice little breaker box here. It's got a 50 amp and a 2 20 amp breakers in there. It's only a dual pole, but I got the small combined one that's got the 50 in the middle and then the 2 20s on the outside. Love those things. QT type is what it was. So anyways, breaker box goes down to this GFCI little box here. That's nice. So now I got AC power over here because my tractor, it dies every time I shut it off. I have to jump start it to turn it back on. And yesterday when I did that, recharging the battery and bringing the battery back over here to put it back in my tractor wasn't working. I have to use the jump starter to actually get that thing crank over because the battery is shot and I didn't want to spend $250 on a new battery. So I decided to finish the electricity AC hookup there today. and then you know, finished some more grounding and bonding. I feel like it can't have too much bonding, because I don't know if one's gonna fail, you know, in time. It shouldn't, but it's not something I'm checking regularly. So, you know, if it's got more than one path to ground, that all the better. So I can take these two combiner boxes down, and this white line here, obviously I got to bury it, which is why I had my tractor over here yesterday in the first place. I'm hacking away the ground in front of this thing. It's because I had to chop away the ground when I put this second array in, and I just wanted the ground level right here with this guy. So I'm leveling the ground out first, and then I'm gonna bury the line. And I'm just gonna put it in PVC pipe and run it across. But yeah, gotta chop away the ground first before I can do that. Yeah, these are the solar fields. These two with the 30, 250, 255 watt panels. There's a mix of them. Most of them are 255 watt. Sorry, this one is all 255 watt. That one has like 2 or 3 strings that are 255 watt. The rest are 250. Those guys produce 5,500 watts an hour. And that comes out to about 35 to 40, sometimes more than 40 kilowatts a day. So yeah, these guys, these 3 arrays are easily give me 100 kilowatts a day. On a good day, they will push up to 130, 135 kilowatts. And my battery bank is only 80 kilowatts. So yeah, I'm good on solar, but I did get more. Because panels are so cheap, I was able to get 65 more panels that are 200, no, somewhere around 200 watts a piece. They might be less than that, 175, somewhere around 175, 200 watts a piece. But I got 65 of them. I couldn't buy plywood that cheap, and I need a shade over this shipping container here. That's a 40-foot shipping container, and my dogs are on the other side of it, and the dogs have no shade between that gray shed back there. It's like between these 2 containers right there, there's a gray shed, and you know, that's my dog house, but the dogs have no shade. So yeah, I'm gonna build a shade structure, and I'm just gonna use those panels because, like, why not? It'll give me time to charge my batteries that much faster during the day. And because it's an 80 kilowatt battery bank, there's no way I'm gonna push too much power to it at once. So yeah, I can push a crap ton of more power at once to that battery bank, and charge it in the first few hours of the day, rather than having it, you know, take half a day, or, you know, sometimes a full day. On a day like this where it's like straight clouds, you know, my battery bank struggled to get up to 90% today. And I mean, it did, but and that's going to be enough to get me through the night. But I don't know, it's something to prepare for the days where I've got nothing but straight clouds for a week. You know, it's just that much less I got to run the generator. So yeah, that's that, in case anyone's interested.